You are now listening to Empty Out the Clip.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the OTC. My name is Cams and I'm here in the heart of West Auckland with the brothers in the house, Leti and Eddie. What's up, Mosos?
Yo, what's up, usos?
How about them blues? What about the blues?
Yeah, man. We're back. The Blues are back. Man, they finally played like the championship team like last year. But we'll get to that. We'll do some shout outs. Let's go, Eddie.
Yo, my shout outs to Westside Boxing Crew. Happy birthday to the Uso Louis. And all to my Ainga, my LST brothers. And shout out to the 135 Footy Show for inviting me on. So, yo, Seki.
Oh, man, I got a massive shout out to Let's Day. First of all, I want to make a shout out to my Super Rugby team, man, the Auckland Blues, for tidying up some loose ends. Was it last night or the night before? I can't remember, man. I'm working night shifts. And also to AJ cracking his 50 caps. Special mentions to Dalton and Petty and Hodgson for showing up. Another one's to my new work crew, man. So made shout outs to the fams, Dan, Sunny, Will, and to my OG, Triple OG, Vitale. And also to one of his little bros who's actually been commenting on a lot of our content, man. So big shout out to Leniu. That's Mr. West Auckland. Thanks for always tuning in.
Yo.
Mad love and respect to you, bro. And then another shout out to my siblings, bro. Today I want to show some love for my siblings, bro. So another shout out to my older sister Ruth and brother-in-law Joe. Another's to my older sister Nita. And to my older brother, man. He's over in Oz. To my older brother Oscar. And to my brother Vasa at the moment is not doing too well. So thinking of you, bro. We tried to ring you this afternoon, me and the sis, but we obviously didn't get through. But I pray for you, bro, and hope your health takes a turn for the best. And then my last shout outs to the Us Kaiser. So waiting for the Us to jump back on, man. We need to see those shaggy glasses on the screen, man. So you're missing the Us, bro. Hope you're doing well also. But yeah, that wraps up my shout outs, Us.
Yo, thanks, boys. Just my usual shout outs to all the listeners that tune in to the WesWes Network content. We've got a website, www.weswesnet.com. On there, you can go find each of our podcasts. We like talking about like pop culture and sport. Go check out our sports podcasts that are out there. The 135 Footy Show deals with Rugby League and NRL, hosted by Tana and the boys. And our Rugby Union podcast, the Counter Ruck, hosted by Stace. And some of the boys that jump on there too, talking about Super Rugby and all that stuff. Also, if you're into movies and stuff, we've got our movie podcast called the Channel 135, hosted by myself and Eric. We're currently doing the Daredevil Born Again TV series that's on Disney Plus. So we review each episode every week. So tune into that. That's the Channel 135 podcast. And again, you can find those links on their website, www.weswesnet.com. Empty Out the Clip. You can find our Facebook group page there. It's a private group page, so just answer the questions. We'll let you in. It's a chance for you guys to throw up some comments, throw up some articles, and we can talk about it on the podcast. Even shout you out. Yeah, man. So that's us. Okay, boys. Man, it's been a long week. I think we're gearing up for Easter's just around the corner. So I think short week next week, and then even shorter week the following week. But yeah, man, how's your week been? Let's go, Eddie.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, week's been good. Just been going hard. Working, gym, and doing stuff around the house. Just little things, eh? But no, I got invited to like a 21st last night, eh? I don't really go to 21st though, because I'm not a big drinker, eh? But man, it's like a full-on Wishty party. The house is where they filmed what's the name? Munta's house. It's that house. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty cool walking around. I was like, man, I remember this like, being filmed and all. But yeah, it's all these just a proper white wisty party. So yeah, no, I just had the snacks and whatnot, and it was like sausage sizzles, finger food. No, but like real warm welcome, eh? Like they really enjoyed it, and yeah, we're just chatting about league and stuff. No, it's good. Then yeah, but apart from that, no, week's been pretty general, eh? Just waiting for Easter to roll around because that's big busy period. So I gotta start my order sheets and all that. Yeah. So yeah, how about you guys?
Bro, it's been a good week working for my money, bro. Fucking first week down, so doing nights, eh? So yeah, shout outs to my diner Dan for ringing. So I did a first induction day on Tuesday. I started at 8 and that was till 2 o'clock. Then Dana rang me back and said, can I come back in at midnight? Well, start at 10. So I ended up doing the 10 till 8. Then I've been on 10 to 8 the rest of the week. So I finished this morning. Oh, bro. Loving my new job, eh? Fuck, to be honest, bro, like, I didn't realize how much not wearing shoes for the last 4 months is going to take a toll on my vibes. But yeah, shout out to the hospital, man. He actually, you know, when someone brings something up, but like, sorry, how are your feet? And then I was like, are they all good? Bro, then, like, literally, they're like, oh, I got sore feet now. You know, it was like, maybe because he said it. But then, when I dropped them off this morning, fuck, nah, my vibes felt alright. But yeah, I was still on the high, like, just thinking to myself, fuck, you know, I've done a week, 50-hour week, so I'm happy to go home, you know. I ended up coming home and went to the market, man, with the girls. So I took one of my daughters, Kyle. Shout out to Nikita, bro. So Nikita, obviously, she's working for her money. And I'm like, tell Nikita to wake her up and let's go buy some pancakes from Noka and the big yellow building at the market. It was going on like 10 o'clock, man. So usually they sold out. Like they got no more batches after 10:30. But I took my baba, Keelan, man, first time to the makiki. So the man was just gung yeah, it's too many people, man. I think he was overwhelmed. But it was just nice to take my kids, man. Like, you know, there's a lot of history at Avondale Market, you know, sitting up in the grandstand with my parents, watching, you know, going for a lazy feed on a Sunday morning and seeing my parents with my brother's kids there. So it was nice to take, you know, my kids, like it's all, you know, two fully grown adults and then me and my baba, you know, it's like everyone's looking at him, looking at this Asian kid on my hip. But just grateful to be alive and just be able to have these sort of moments, you know what I mean? Like, so grateful to just find work and also grateful for my wife letting me stay home for the last 4 months. But now it's just a breath of fresh air, man, like just going into something new. But yeah, just got mad respect for my work teammate, just being patient, like the new guy, eh? Because at the same time, I don't want to disappoint my diner by being that guy who's fucking guy, you know what I mean? But they're like, oh man, we all knew, everyone's new at one point in their life, you know what I mean? At a new job. So now it's been good, bro. Been real good. But you, Cam, how's your week been also?
Man, I must have the quietest week ever. The quietest week this year, eh? Like, nothing really exciting happened, just same old at work. Had, my own podcast, the Cam Schuster podcast. I had an interview with a content creator. His name is Eru. He's doing these sports challenges, eh? He's like, so he's decided, like, for example, he started with kick conversion, a goal, and every day until he gets a warrior to kick the conversion with him. He'll get people to tag warriors into his posts every day, and he was saying like he thought it'll take a month for he'll get anyone coming through, but apparently it only took him 11 days. And and so Picky, he came, he replied back and said, oh yeah, I'll kick a goal for you. So that was that challenge down, and he's got other ones too. He's got like a crossbar kick with a soccer ball, hoping to get Auckland AFC to give him a call, and they gave him a call like 2 posts. So he's getting this little PR sort of attraction, with his posts. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like, so I had him on, and we did pick some margins for the week. So yeah, and then just Friday sport. The hype for trying to hype up the Blues and Moana game because there's no hype anywhere else. You have to do it yourself, man. Wow. So I was like expecting like a big crowd at Eden Park because I didn't go, but I was expecting a big crowd there. But you know, there were still empty seats there. So no one did a good job. No one did anything to promote this game. Would have been the best game. But then I saw like comments like because the women's final was straight away. Opiki final, and a lot of the crowd left. So there were like complaints about that too. But what are you gonna do, So yeah, man. Yeah, just a normal week for me. But yeah. All right, boys, let's get into the topic. So, man, I think this topic we're going to talk about. This is something that got posted up by Let's. You posted up a thing on social media where these content creators are sort of challenging each other for a boxing match and stuff like that. And then Kaiser, he posted up the same sort of thing on his post. He talked about content creators actually calling each other out and stuff like that. All to do around the Mark Hunt versus Steven Setu back and forth that's been going on social media. Now it's funny, because as Pasifika, the algorithms keep us all together on the social media realm. So like we probably know a lot about what's going on with the algorithm and social media, with what comes up on our feed, being that's our community or that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of our people know who Steven Setu is. Everyone knows who Mark Hunt is. And Christopher, he's come on the Back on 135 for an interview. He's been thrown in the mix too with his challenges and his stuff. Gang as well. His name's been thrown in for a boxing match. So, I know, man, all this stuff starts off with these, they call it influencers, but I think it's just people who have got big following on social media. You can say stuff and it gains traction, and then everyone else jumps in. But it all started with Mark Hunt and Steven Setu, and just the snowball went went downhill from there. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff coming out of this, a lot of negative stuff, I guess, as well. But to me, looking at the whole thing, it's interesting. But I'll get you guys' first thoughts on that.
Straight off the bat, bro. Mark's a doctor for a reason, bro. And it probably all unraveled on the Don Harvey podcast that he done. Mark touched on influencers and people who sort of shit on therapy. That's what Mark heard. And obviously Steve Setu pinching himself and probably graping his fool is probably for fuck, is he talking about me? And wanted to kick back at Mark. But obviously his first video was just, mate, I'm a nobody. Like, come on. He's obviously fucking got his tail between his legs. He don't even want that smoke. But it's just what grew from it, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people who probably didn't even know and like probably tagged him like, solid, this shit's real, man. Like, because Mark obviously was going in on him, you know what I mean? Just sharing his sort of like his later years post UFC, like about seeing a therapist and stuff. And like I mentioned to you, Cams, that like had Mark done this interview 2 years ago, compared and got asked the same questions he got asked on Don Harvey's show, there's two different Marks, bro. So he's obviously in a better place. Even with just where he is with the UFC and that, and his court case. But yeah, I think it's bro, he's like one of those guys. He's like, fuck, that guy will fucking you up. Like, fuck, it doesn't matter. And it's like, even the guys he hangs out with, it's like he's got manpower everywhere, man. Like, Mark's a goat, man. So yeah, I think the joke that's come out of it is all the influencers calling each other out. But you know what? This was Eddie's wish, man. He said from the start, I want to see Gang and fucking that fat shit Steve Setu fucking get in the ring and fucking cut the bullshit and just fucking fight, man, But someone mentioned, I don't know who said it, but it's like, maybe a boxing match is probably not the way to go about it. But what about a run and straight challenge between the influencers? You know what I mean? So if there was ever a good time to sort of like call someone out, because a fight, you imagine Christopher and Steve Setu probably wouldn't even, Setu probably fucking be out of breath by the time he gets to the ring. Christopher's already fucking done a couple of cartwheels in this like game over, you know what I mean? So I reckon a run and straight challenge would be even better. It would actually fucking set the tone, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'd hate to be the one who draws, like a guy who's like Bam Bam Tuivasa or someone like that, you know? Imagine that, Bam Bam Tuivasa and fucking Uskan Kalofai. But I put all my money on the Uskams, Big Daddy Fat Sacks to fucking do well, bro. He's got some pretty good Malor shoulders, that guy. What about you, Eddie? What's your thoughts of Haradus?
Man, I said it as a joke, hey, like those two having a fight, and now it's just all come up. I think there's a few other podcasts that mention it, but I don't know. There's a big opportunity here. You can have Usgang versus Steven Setu, and do like a 8-week camp, and have influencers that support one side join one camp, influencers on the other side join one camp, and all the views or the viewerships, just say a portion of it will go to a charity that they've chosen. And then the actual fight, you can make it like, hey, no headshots, straight body shots, you know. And it could be a massive influencer event, and you know, raise money for our communities and stuff. That'd be good. But man, City versus Hunt, nah, that's straight suicide. Hunt, man, like he reminds me of those uncles that, like, you know, they're getting old, but they still got those muscly arms and shoulders when they do the popos or volo the galo and all that. You're like, oh shit. But yeah, I reckon there's a good opportunities in there, and it'll be good to get some of that bad blood thrown out. You know what I mean? Like, you know, once you battle box it in the ring, man, when you come off, it's all gravy, man.
Can I also add also, like, I think the way Steven came out with his reply, because, like, even, like, the first videos I'd seen of him, I just thought, what the fuck is this going about? I just saw, like, for myself, like, I just thought, fuck, that's ugly energy, you know what I mean? And I guess Mark probably only clicked on maybe a handful of his videos and be like, fuck, this guy's a fucking ugly guy, he's talking a lot of shit. And then a lot of those videos would have probably been about guys who go through depression and guys who think that they're suffering, like, you know. And obviously that's triggered Mark and being like, who the fuck is this guy, you know, and why has he got a big following? That's probably why he's quick to throw him out there, you know what I mean? But, you know, everyone has a different opinion on what fucking hardship and what mental struggles is, man. But I mean, bro, there's no one who's fucking done any worse than that guy, bro. Fuck, I don't think he's got a fucking leg to stand on if he hasn't read his book or know about Mark's life. Like, for Mark to fucking simply say, bro, I've lived hell, you know. Hell's fucking nothing. So, how do you think he done so well in the UFC, man? Goes to show, guy's fucking the king at it, you know.
Yeah, I thought because I listened to that pod with Harvey as well, Tom Harvey as well, and one thing that I listened to was the part when Mark Hunt was talking about his how he's into gaming and how he likes being a troll, like he's a troll on gaming with his mates, and he was so excited to talk about it because it felt like when I was listening to him, it's something he likes to do, like just a troll. And you know, like, and then I was thinking, okay, maybe that's what he's doing on social media with Steven and Steven. You know, he's the kind of guy who will take any opportunity to get some reaction or anything like that. You know, if you don't know who Steven Setu is, then you don't know what he's all about. And of course, he's gonna say something to pump up his following or his social media. Right? Even though this guy like Mark Hunt, that's is in the above realm, like way up here. Like, of course, you wanna punch up and try grab some of that. So, nah, man, that's but it's funny because I think I appreciate Steven Setu's like no fear of doing stuff like that. Like, even though I have to acknowledge too, he came back on 135 as well as an interview a few years ago, but a couple of years ago. But I thought this whole thing was a joke to start with, and these are just influencers just jumping on that bandwagon of a what if. Like, it's captured the imagination of everybody who listens in and tunes in and tries to figure out if it's going to happen or not, and then the comments start flowing. Because if you don't know if you see Christopher's social media and what he talks about, and then Steven Setu what he talks about when they refer to this sort of boxing match that's about to happen, and look on the comments, everybody is wanting to see this fight or whatever it is. But I think it's just, it's just blowing in the wind, It's just something that's trending and something excited to think about, but I don't think it's going to happen. But, you brought up a good point there, Eddie, about, maybe for a good cause, for charity and that. I mean, man, if you're an influencer for a reason, there's a chance to do some positive stuff for the community and that.
And we need that now.
Yeah. So I thought it was all a fun thing to witness and think about. And yeah, it's cool. It's entertainment. It's light entertainment for everybody to get into. And social media, there's nothing good on TV. You look on your phone and you see these back and forths happening with Makane and Steven Setu and Christopher Luxon, and you're like, oh, well, cool. This is alternative to those reality TV shows. This is like real life reality TV show.
By a country mile.
But just want to segue to this other thing that I saw as well. Like, there's the Christopher versus Steven Setu thing. And like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it went personal. Did you guys see that? So apparently,
their one's real, G. That's legit real.
That's nah, man. Don't get them in the same room. Somebody's always gonna die.
I mean, that's how bad it went, right? So I don't know what went on beforehand, but I think it all started with this fight thing, right? So Christopher, he calls out Steven Setu for this fight. And then, as a reply, Steven Setu, apparently someone sent Steven Setu some personal information on Christopher, on his infidelity and all that kind of stuff. Actually sent videos to Steven Setu and some details about some personal stuff. And then, as a reply to Christopher calling him out for a boxing match, Steve posts up a post and reveals or exposes Christopher and all this, like, infidelity and all that kind of stuff, and his wife crying and that, putting the family in, getting the family involved and all that. I was looking at it, I was thinking, hey, this is like, we were talking about some soap opera shit before. This is like real deal, like reality TV sort of shit. Hey, I was thinking, man, this is another level. Anyway, Christopher, he comes back with a reply. So it's like, oh yeah, well, what's going to happen now? And he admits it. He says, oh, no, that stuff is true. Happened a year ago. It's all done. It's all solved now. It's all good. Move on. But then I was thinking, what is this? What is this kind of back and forth when you actually put personal stuff into it? It's like, well, what are we seeing here? We've seen like a different level of attacks on social media where, and you know what? I kind of appreciate it. I thought it was pretty cool because it puts up another level on what can happen on social media, whether it be what you post up on there, or a podcast too, because it reinforces the fact that what a podcast is for me is a platform you can say whatever you want. It's not mainstream. It's a platform where you can do anything you want. There's no rules to it. And what I think what Steven Setu has done on his social media platform is break all those rules and go into something deep like that, like a personal thing. Now, yeah, it's bad because you never want to put other people's family into your text on a public platform. But it's going to another level and it sort of like shocked everyone. Like, oh my gosh, you actually did that? Steven says like, yeah, I actually did that. And what? So now there's all these barriers coming up. Now you got to think about what you put on social media now. As an influencer, how much is too much when you put on social media? Like your personal stuff or stuff like that. Like, do you actually want to show your family or not show your family? Because this is a consequence now. Now the rules have changed. So what's next? People who are disgruntled with someone, they're gonna send all their personal stuff to what they know about someone to influencers. Is that the next level now? So any girl out there who's disgruntled, any person who's hating on someone, is that what the next level now? Is that what they're gonna do? Send information to influencers to blast all their shit out there to attack someone else? I mean, it's I've never seen this before in New Zealand on this level, but and it is bad. It sucks if you're that victim of this. But at the same time, the rules the rules are broken, and they'll keep on breaking until it's normal. I mean, you can push the envelope, and the envelope will just keep on getting pushed.
Mm.
And I think that's the way it is. You gotta deal with it. You have to, you gotta be careful. And yeah, you can't. We don't know how to handle this kind of thing because it's just happened, and it's like, okay, what are the new rules now? Because you gotta adapt now. So it's toxic out there. Internet's toxic. Internet is toxic. Social media can be toxic. These are the consequences of how far you can go. And I think this is just a warning that, don't be mad when shit like this happens, because shit like this can happen. So be careful what you put out there on social media. Be careful about, be careful about all these kind of things, calling out people and all that kind of stuff. But, and then Christopher has a video of him, what looks like he's stalking Steven Setu's house. I don't know if you've seen that one. So, it keeps on going. Like, all the stuff keeps on going. It's like, where does it end? Where's the boundaries here? There's no boundaries. All I'm saying is I appreciate there's no boundaries, because I believe in podcasts there should be no boundaries. It's up to you where you want to take it, because it's something mainstream can't do. And I want to listen to anything that mainstream doesn't do, because if I listen to mainstream, like the same old shit, they got rules. Podcasts don't have rules. Social media don't have rules. So you got to be careful about not having any rules. You can do anything you want. So
yeah, the whole family thing, I don't know, like for me, like, I just finished watching Sopranos, and that's considered civilian, you know what I mean? You got your capos, you got your soldiers, you got your influencers, you got your podcasters, but family has always been like civilian. So for me, this is different territory seeing this shit, but yeah, you're right. It is, you got to be wary of like what energy and what karma you put up online, because if you're firing, hard out punching out there, social media is going to reflect it back. You're going to get punched back. You're going to get counter punched. You're going to get like dirt dug up on you. It's like, yeah, I think that's why personally myself, I try to turn negatives into positives, and I'll speak more on that later with the comment section. But yeah, you have to, when you're on a platform, for me, I just try to be open and honest. I try to put good vibes out there, and we need good vibe influencers out there. And that's why I said, like, this boxing feud that's coming up, man, make it into a charitable event, raise some money, do something with it. But I don't know, yeah, digging up all these videos and your wife and stuff, I'm not big on it, eh? But I'm not big on it, but I'm still still watching. Everyone's fucking color, But yeah, nah, we'll see what happens if they make it official or not.
Nah, man, the moment someone comes at your family, that's the green light to fucking ring shit on someone, man. Even that means you have to show up outside the guy's mum's house with bats and whatever, fucking swing with their fence. Hey, that's the toe you put in the water, bro. But yeah, whatever happens, bro. Best of luck to whoever wins.
it's also a reflection on the people that follow these things, right? Like, it's like the clickbait stuff, the negative news. This is the reason why newspapers always do those negative news, because everybody wants to read it. Everybody wants to see it. And social media isn't any different. You see all the, anything bad that happens in the world, you're going to get views. You're going to get views for it, People's misfortunes is another person's entertainment, because everybody's onto it. Like, that's why all these videos with those real fights, people film real fights, and you see all the views for that, people love that shit, and it's human nature, so it's one of those things. It's, if no one cared, no one would even comment. If you see what's happening between Christopher and Steve Setu with this back and forth, if there was no comments on either of these platforms, no comments, no likes, no nothing, then nothing will happen. Like, who cares? Like, but unfortunately, people do that. People love seeing this shit.
Like Kimbo Slice.
All right, boys, moving on. So, yeah, I'll let you press this up, eh? You had a question about criminal records being not a thing anymore.
Yeah, man. Hey, I might as well say it, man. Like, this radio host, we all know him. Someone went away, did some jail time. What was it, for drugs? Or money laundering with a obviously well-known club. And then he shows back up on the radio station, man. As if, you know. And shout outs to Mai FM. Shout outs to Nixon and Nate. But I just thought, hey, is the radio world or like the media world separate from everything else that happens in this life? Like, you know, like this guy he went away. I believe in second chances and all that stuff, but to me it was just like, you know, you know, he's actually, you know, in the same building they got rid of him, but you know, hey, this guy's got a criminal record. Like, is it a thing of the past? I was actually quite happy to hear his voice. I even sent a text to the host saying, man, awesome, you know, good, mad love to them. But like, you know, for Nixon to be in that space to bring the uso on, it goes to show, man, like, he's not gatekeeping, he's not trying to push people out, he's giving someone an opportunity to, you know, do his wrongs, or, you know, correct his wrongs and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, just being put on the air, we are for what is that a thing of the past, though? You know what I mean? Because I worked in a place where the guy, he didn't mention it, and then when they got the third party to investigate, yeah, he had a criminal, wasn't even a conviction, but it was just his name appeared on a police report. And when he explained to me, he was just offending his missus at the gas station, and I said, that's all, yeah, that's all. And I batted for him, and he kept his job. And then later on, he, you know, obviously left later on and got caught up in some club stuff, and you know, he's inside. But throwing it back to you guys, man, what are your fellas' thoughts on stuff like that?
No, I believe in second chances, eh? If we don't, then what's the point of sending them to jail? Isn't sending them to prison for them to rehabilitate, you know, and come back out and join society? But, you know, with the current situation now, sometimes we send blue collar prisoners into jail and they come out like official crims. So there's another question to how do we look at that system in terms of ex-offenders. A lot of them, according to the stats, they go into construction, forestry, farming, and manufacturing programs. And in 2014, 2015, 54% of them stayed employed post-release, which is really strong income, according to these stats. So there are people that come out and try to reintegrate into society and try and, you know, get their lives back. With Nate, I remember a close friend of mine, his mom passed away, Tofilau, Yolanda Chong. And I remember seeing him there, and he did a speech, and everyone in the crowd was laughing, and it just took me back to when I used to listen to Mai FM in the morning and hearing his voice, man. And he's always crack up online, you know. So you know, it's good to have him back online, back on the radio station. And I feel, you know, that's, if they re-employ him full time, man, I'm all for it, you know. That's that full circle, you know. It just reminds me of Manu Vatuvai. You know, look at him now. Like, look at the impact that he's made with BBM movement, and how Dave Letela gave him a chance, you know. I'm not saying like you know, these hardened crims will all you know, have a good story outcome, but the ones that do, we have to support them 100%. The ones that make an effort, we gotta be there for them, you know. how can they rejoin society if society still doesn't want them? But yeah, that's my 10 cents.
Yeah, Nate, he's been putting in the work too. Got his podcast with Nixon. He's got a sports podcast as well. So it was sort of like a build up to him coming back on Mai FM as a guest day. He was a guest day. So yeah, you guys are right. Second chances and all that. I believe in second chances. I'm wondering what. I know that Man of Otherwise is giving back to the community after what he did. He's with the Warriors and trying to educate, stuff like that. And Nate's probably doing the same thing. I think he hooked up with BBM as well. Oh,
Yeah.
at the start, well, when he first came out. But I think there's a lesson to be learned here, and hope for people who are in the same situation. Like, some people can make mistakes. It might be a mistake that will last till you die. It's like you need to have redemption in some sort of way, and rehabilitation when you go to jail is part of it. But I think what matters is if you've learned your lesson and what you do on the outside when you come back out. You're gonna, because it doesn't stop there. I don't think it stops at the end of your time, because with Emanu's case, what they got caught was around P, and we had that talk last episode about the consequences of meth and what it does to families, how it breaks families and that. And we talked about how, like, if dealing the meth in a way where you make a quick buck, you don't think of consequences, you just think of money. So that's the first lesson to be learned there, right? Because some of these families we talked about last week, the consequences are still there for them, and might be there for forever. So I think that's the other side of it. But at the same time, life goes on, and you need to, it's good to have that second chance if you deserve it. And it looks like they do deserve it. We don't know what anything else, but other people have vouched for these people. They're putting them on because they see the good in them inside. They know there was a mistake, and life goes on. You got to move on. You got to do your best to move on. So yeah, it's I think it's a good story. Yeah, it's a good story. And yeah, the coming full circle is exactly right. You come full circle.
It's that redemption arc.
Redemption arc, because at the end you learned your lesson, and you paid the price. You learned your lesson. You're moving on to be a better person, and that's all we can ask for when it comes to that. So yeah.
Would WesWes Network rehire me if I came back? What are you
You have
laughing?
your own podcast,
No, honestly, no. Not to never see me again. Damn.
not the Life on the Inside podcast.
Yeah.
Not the trading games inside the cell.
Just sitting on the toilet. Hey guys, welcome to the.
A good friend, Filippo, he posted up a little article for us to talk about. So, as a photographer, because he's got his own photography thingy. So
He's really good. He's really good.
yeah, he is. So he's come up with this predicament about a photographer who, I think he was taking photos of kids, without getting the parents' permission or something like that. So he's just sort of thrown out there, asked the question, like, if it was our kids, would we want to get permission from the photographer?
Yeah, I reckon you have to ask at least one adult, right, to give permission. Like, even like the older kids can't give permission, like, because that photo is going to go online. It's going to circulate on the internet, and once it's on the internet, it's immortalized, right? So wouldn't you want to get permission first from the family? Because legally they're the adults, right?
Yeah.
But even like, I think his interaction with the guy seemed like all right. But yeah, it's just that, gotta ask first.
Because it's when you, as a parent, and you jump on social media, next minute you see your kids on someone's page, on their photo.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell was this? Like, that's the moment,
Yeah.
what we're talking about here. Your thoughts, Let's.
Yeah, I'll be mad. My daughter back in intermediate, ASB came in and took a few photos. They gave us, they asked consent for her to be in the photo. And what was funny is that my daughter goes, "Can I be in it there?" And I said, "Sure." Okay, how much commission do you get from ASB using your photo? And she goes, "Oh no, I was just." But I mean, they put that on their social media, and then they would have used it so many times, right? So in that aspect, it's like, well, fuck, if you're gonna make it a marketing thing, well, fucking, pay up, man. Like he's got the pockets to do it. But in this case, like this guy's obviously that's the straight laymuffs, you know what I mean? Like saying that the cousins goes, "Oh yeah, that's my cousins." That's not a green light to take photos. Like that's like sketchy as fuck, man. But then there's cameras everywhere, man. Everyone's got a smartphone these days. It's almost like you can accidentally be in someone's background shot, or you can be at the same birthday party, and people just without thinking will snap photos and then upload it onto social media. I mean, these are the times that we're in, right? But now, I think every parent would be alarmed if they saw one of their, especially on someone else's page that you're not even friends with, no mutual friends, eh? Say, what the hell? But yeah, in this case, like, fuck, especially if it had come up, like, say if it was like in the back of Steven Setu's post. Like, imagine that, like, and someone following like that. Bro, you'd be pissed, bro. Probably be sitting in the car with Christopher Luxon or something like that, But yeah, I don't know, bro. Some people just don't think, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like shout out to Avi, because he always posts up that video because you know how he's on the when he was on the Polyfest, he was on the Moana Rapley video clip. He's doing
He is big
Polyfest. Like, did he get permission for the video to get filmed on there?
I like how Filippo asked, like it was coming from a place of a father, and the guy replied quite nicely too. He said, "I get what you mean, though. Definitely wouldn't have posted if it wasn't going to create positivity for the kids and the community. But I feel this positive interaction has way more value sharing than not." So the guy thought about it too. So it's just, good topic to chat about, though. Definitely, yeah.
Filippo posted another one, and this is about the Married at First Sight show. So he asked the question: while a drama can make for must-see moments, how much drama is too much drama? Restraining orders between spouses, eh? So I don't watch the show, but it seems kind of weird, eh? Like Marriage at First Sight, you just meet someone on the same day and then you get married, and then you try get to know each other after you put the ring on their finger. I don't know, that concept sounds like something you wouldn't do in real life.
Just
No
close your
one
eyes
in their
and-
right mind will do in real life. But I don't know, maybe if you're Indian and you've got to do that
Arranged marriage.
arranged marriage.
Oh, bro, I hate the show. It's fucking full of drama, man. And it's always left field with its drama and which particular couple. But from the get-go, this couple was like, oh my gosh. The ugliest couple. I'm not being sad, but she's fugly, bro. And the dude, he's like, he thinks he's all that. Like, the way he thinks he calls himself the man. Like, on their first night, the couple that have this, like, restraining order against each other, he tried to dip her on the dance floor, and he actually dropped her on their first dance. Well, how you do the tilt back, and then he try and catch her. But earlier in the program, he was like saying everyone that he could squat like 260 kgs. And then but it was obviously just poor technique. Nah, this show, bro, it's just how it's still on air. That's what cracks me up, bro. It's because people want to watch it. You know what I mean? Because it's that freaking cringe. To me, it's cringe, but it's like people want to watch it because it's like, oh man, I wonder which couple's gonna go first. Because it's like all you're doing is playing the guessing game. But That particular couple, bro, fuck yeah. I would have got a restraining order on the second week, bro, because she expected a lot from him, but he wasn't delivering, you know what I mean? And he just did a whole lot of talking, and it's almost like the stuff he would say was like real out the gate. Like stuff you wouldn't say about, talk out loud about your partner, you know what I mean? But, that to me is just like, fuck, another married at first sight first, you know what I mean? Like, they had to, like, drop some bomb in all the shock turns and the cliffhangers of every couple. But seeing that made me laugh, bro, because I think it's already finished in Australia, but it's still going here. So there's probably a lot more fucking bombshells to go off before the end of the series, man. But nah, fucking, I can't stand that, bro. It's so much drama. It's stupid, eh?
I think the same people that watch that drama watches Steven Setu with videos.
Like I remember like watching like a little bit of it like through season 2 maybe. I mean, it's a mean social experiment. You always want to see what the outcome is, but I think that experiment should have been like at least 2 seasons or 3 seasons. You know, I think it going on now, they're just trying to find drama, and I think before, if I remember correctly, they used to pick couples based on their compatibility, but it looks like now they're just picking anyone that can cause drama with someone else, you know. But you know, if you get married at first sight, man, just close my eyes and I'll just get some beauty pageant in Mulemaka, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those social experiments that they just need to reinvent themselves to keep the viewership high. You know, but if you guys watch it, man, good for you. It's just not my thing. And you know, there'll be stuff that I watch that people don't like either too.
Yo. Moving on. So Christopher Luxon, we did the episode of him not showing up to Waitangi Day. He goes to Polyfest to support the kids. What a great guy! He's a great guy, supporting the kids, supporting our Pasifika kids. Your thoughts, Let's.
I wonder if any island kid had the fools to tell him, bro, fucking wait, cut our lunches can. Fuck, I hope they did, eh? Why you fucking changing the name of bullies? I hope there was one Pacifica kid out there that was bluntly fucking honest and just told him straight to his face. Instead of, hey, his moolie, yo, because he's the Prime Minister. But bro, like, what does that say about the leadership, bro? That's pretty weak. It's pretty weak considering, like, second year in power and hasn't gone up to Waitangi. Shows up to, you know, something that's been begging for government funding for so many years, man. So many years, and this guy is fucking just ignoring it. And they capitalized on it, you know what I mean? I know Polyfest has been struggling for funding. They even made it, like, you can just look at the cost it gets in, like, to get in. It used to be like, what, $1, $2, $3, $7 is the max, I remember it. Now it's $10, man. And then this year, you couldn't even watch it for free on telly. You had to book it online via the stream, the link on ASB. So I hope there's one thing you can take out of it is like support the fucking kids, man. This was something that was done socially just to affy the 2 performing groups, 4 performing schools at the start, and now it's one of the biggest Pasifika events that takes place in the world, man. And the government ain't chucking jack shit money at it. So it's big of him to show up to Pasifika, smile at all those Pasifika kids, but I hope one of them said, fuck, I hate my school lunch, can't. You make me a my sandwich in with your expensive Virgo breads and put some cheese in there. Okay? Yeah, that's my 5 cents.
No, you're right. Central government is not really fronting a lot of the cash for it, eh? Most of the cash, I think, comes from local government, you know, the council and whatnot. But even they're saying that with the trust and all the investors that put money into Polyfest, it's becoming a shortfall because it's becoming more popular. I think they're getting more people than expected. And celebrating 50 years is a massive milestone. Luxon is just he's a little bit out of touch at the moment. I thought him not going to Waitangi was a bit of a disrespect to the local iwis. You know, it's the place where, you know, obviously he got signed. But turning up to Polyfest, I heard through some friends who were at the New Wayne stage, and they said when he came on, they were booing, hard out booing, and and like the organizer, one of the ladies, the organizer was trying to tell people to just be humble, whakakokolalo, but people just weren't listening. It just shows how out of touch he was with the people. And before the stuff that's been going on, I think a new question needs to be raised: where does MMP still work, or does FPP, as the first past the post system, needs to be implemented? Because I think there's a faint line between decisive action and decisive leadership, and a leadership that has to mellow down its policies for the other two parties that have joined up with him. He's not a leader because you've got Seymour and you've got Winston Peters chopping at his toe. So I think there will be another question added on to this, but him rolling up a Polyfest, I don't know if that was a great idea for him. If he turned up and they fixed the whole problem with the school lunches, come. But it's still a big issue. That's my 10 cents.
Yeah, I find it a big fail if you're the Prime Minister of this country and show up to an event and you get booed. I mean, throw that on TV, see how that goes for everybody. But yeah, you're right. I think there's another discussion that comes out of this that probably deserves another topic for the podcast, but probably do it in another day. But yeah, you're right, Eddie. I think what MMP has shown over the years is that things don't get done. Because you got too much pushing and pulling with the coalition parties, and by the time he gets things done, the 3 years are up and it's time for election again. So I think that's why they're trying to push 4 years now, 4 years. But even so, like, I think we should go back. In my opinion, we should go back to first past the post, because otherwise, I think you'll get more of a chance of things getting done, and you'll see power come back to the centre between Labour and National. And I think that's where the big difference between that is now where the centre's being pulled to the left and right. You got the Greens party who cause trouble on the left. You got the ACT party that cause trouble on the far right, the far left and far right. And these are influencing what goes on in the middle, and shit things happen to this country, and you get stuff like the treaty bill. We're wasting our time trying to say no to this treaty bill when we should do what National's trying to do, like get the economy back on track. Or on the other side, if Labour gets in, they get too much involved in all the political correctness stuff. And it's like, fuck, we're trying to get the economy up and
why is butter still $10?
And we're like, fuck, we got no time to like bring all the pronouns and make everyone happy and all that kind of stuff on the left. So yeah, man, I think that's getting off track, but could be another topic for another podcast. Right, boys, get into sport. So like we mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, the Blues are back. The Blues are back.
These boys are back in town.
The only thing I was disappointed at was just the build up to this game. It should have been more build up, But nevertheless, the Blues came and played like last year, finally, and got a win on the board. They dominated both halves, and it was hard because I was thinking, watch this, Blues going to score first, because they always score first in the first 5 minutes, and they did. So there's nothing new there. So watch this, the Blues going to score a couple more tries and be ahead. But watch this, second half, Moana, like always, will come back and probably win the game, because that's how they win. But it didn't happen. The Blues made sure that they were the first to score after the first half, and before I think they scored last. I think, but no, it didn't happen. They were able to stop Moana from getting any traction, and they won the game by a good margin. So yeah, happy the Blues did that. Happy the Blues won. Yeah, how about you guys?
Man, this was a missed opportunity for Super Rugby to market this game. this would be mean, bro. This could have been like a start of like, I'm not saying it's gonna be biggest state of origin, but this could be like the proper bring back what Leti said a few weeks ago. The battle of the bridge. Bring them back, man. Because but honestly, like even my mum was hyped for this game. It was disappointing seeing the crowd. I reckon they should have had the women's final before this game. They would have it would have been way better to watch the women's game as a build up, and then have the guys. But oh man, yeah. Secretly, I wanted Moana Pasifika to be a little bit closer, maybe even cause an upset. I wouldn't mind, but the blues in me, bro, came back out. I haven't seen it in ages, bro. That was up. It was, but it was a good game. Awesome game, and both sides showed that never give up, that Polynesian flair. That was really good, and some of the boys that I haven't seen in a while stepped up, man. So no, it was an awesome game. How about you, lady?
Well, as I mentioned in the chat, that the boys probably heard me bitch about the back three on the back of their scrum not performing, and I mean we've seen the devastation that Ari's had in open play, and we've seen what he's been able to do against the Waratahs. I mean, for the first time in however many years, like we might as well say, like this is probably like the best Super Rugby comp that we've seen by memory since probably even the Blues won. And that's given the fact that, the Tars lost to the Chiefs, Moana's beaten the Chiefs. It's like, everyone's beating someone. And then after the game where Otago and Wellington have gone at it, there's no clear winner of who will win this competition, you know what I mean? And for the Blues to deliver that win the way they did against Moana, the only thing that hurt me was that the guys who were in the white, red, and, it was like, why did you have to wear that one on Needham for, and then lose? Why did you just wear your normal strip? Because it doesn't do justice to the heritage and history of that jersey, you know what I mean? And the fact that, I only watched the highlights, but shout out to the Will for saying, what I wanted to hear. And he said, mate, Dalton and Hoskins show up, man. And they played like they played last year. That was the same form that earned them to be in the ABs, and we just pitched them in with our own opinions that, bro, Hoskins got hard done by, and they obviously got Satiti, and so I don't know. I'm just happy, bro. I didn't have to shave my hair, man, because I was that open about doing it. If we got rolled, I was gonna join Eddie and just shave all the hair off, mate. There was, because that's how upsetting it's been, trying to tune in and watch our team play. But yeah, no, he's alright about the marketing of this game, man. I mean, Eden Park's trying to ask for a revamp and ask the local council for all this money, and apparently they owe the fucking local government fucking so much money, $500,000, and now they're trying to get the government to fund their projects. So, man, see, we should be celebrating in our new stadium down by the waterfront, man. But yeah, I'm just happy that we won, and Super Rugby looks attractive again. Shout out to the Nif, Gideon, for putting that big hit on Suiali'i. It's good to see the bro. It's good to see the boy playing some good footy, man. He's done really well with his rep footy. It's good to see him starting too.
Yeah, I think the ball was dropped a couple of times in this game. One, and it's all got to do with the marketing. The first one was hyping this game up, because if you think about how many Polynesians play the sport of rugby in Auckland, you think about how many people go to the Warriors games, how many people go to the AFC games, and less of that are going to the any rugby game. So you gotta try extra hard or pump in some extra money or extra energy to pump up this game, because the narratives are all there. The heart of Polynesia, you got two Pacific Island teams. The Blues have always been the Pacific Island team of the Super Rugby ever since it first started. Even since Michael Jones put on the Blues jersey back in the late 90s. So yeah, man, all those narratives were there. And then the second ball drop was when they put the women's final after. Yeah, you're right. They should have been the first game.
The curtain raiser.
The curtain raiser. And you might think, curtain raiser sounds like a second, it's not the main event sort of thing. I get it. They want to make it the main event. But reality, man, who's gonna stick around for that main event? You know. But good, man. Come out of it. 2 Blues teams have won.
Mm-hmm.
Blues got a double yesterday, so the best result coming out of Eden Park.
Yo.
Moving on, we go to the NRL. So man, I don't know if you guys watched the Roosters and
Say it with your chest.
the Roosters Broncos game. I know you did, Eddie, because that was your team. What happened, man? But you know, we can discuss that on you guys can discuss that on 135 Footy Show. But what I want to talk to you guys about is what happened after. So Spencer Leniu, you know, we've all known what happened with his suspension last year and his comments made to Israel Mam. Then Israel Mam getting in trouble for, you know, having a car accident under the influence and under cocaine as well. I think he's got a 12-year ban, eh? 12-week ban for NRL. He doesn't come back till later on. But yeah, so JT, Johnathan Thurston, he had lots to say about Spencer Leniu calling Israel Mam a monkey back in the day, last year. And yeah, he was one of the ones open, along with Latrell Mitchell as well. But JT, because he's in the media now, he came on TV saying that, you know, he didn't agree with the 8-week suspension Leniu got. Should have been more, and all that kind of stuff. So obviously that, you know, hit home with Spencer. He's kept that sort of hurt with him. We didn't even know, because last night, or that night when the Broncos played the Roosters, JT's in the media. He comes up sort of trying to get some reaction, like they always do, being the sideline commentator, a reporter. You go up to one of the players to get some reaction. He goes up to Spencer Leniu, and Spencer Leniu sort of tells him to get lost. Like he's still,
Calls him a fuckwit.
Yeah, he called him a fuckwit and said, I'm not talking to you if I don't like fake people and all that. And sort of, they had like a talk, an altercation there, not like a funny one, but words were said. And it's sort of, if you see the video, they had this sort of argument. Spencer Leniu walks off, and you can tell that JT is sort of rattled by it. He's uncomfortable. He's like bummed out. He refuses to do the interviews in the changing room, like how they always do after the game. They go into the changing room and do interviews. Yeah, he refuses that. He doesn't want to go there. So that's caused all sorts of gossip and talk amongst the media in Australia, on social media as well, with that altercation. Spencer Leniu has come out saying his side of the story through social media. He's posted up what he said to JT. He said he doesn't like fake people. You know, I don't care that you hate me, but don't come up to me like everything's all good. And when you're just acting fake. So I don't like that. So I don't think JT has said anything yet. I don't think. But we'll see. Everyone's just speculating what's going on. There's been a talk on social media. A lot of comments coming up. All of mixed reaction there. But I want to get your guys' reaction to it. Start with you, Let's.
Put me on, coach. Put me on. I'm going to say it again, man. For a past player to go at a guy who's still playing the game, these past players need to shut up, man. They need to shut the fuck up because they don't play anymore. This is the time of this generation. This is the dynasty of the 4-peat with Penrith, man. This is one of those guys who won 3 of those championships. Or was it 4 of them? You can't do that. And clearly, it must be a Queensland thing, man. These guys have got short memories. Because remember when the whatever Spencer said in that time, Johnathan Thurston was one of the first guys to go and make a fucking video and say he doesn't belong in the game. That sort of shit doesn't belong in the game. So how was Spencer supposed to react? Is his reaction supposed to be like, hey man, what's up? But you just spoke shit about me on fucking live television around the whole fucking world seeing it, and you want me to fucking talk to you? Get the fuck out of here. But you got shit on your hands, bro. Fuck, it's coming out of your mouth as well. Like, fuck off. Like, that's why those past players, they belong on a fucking panel like Nathan Hindmarsh and all those guys, Fletcher and that. Sit on the fucking panel. Don't go on the field. Leave it to fucking a lady or someone else. Don't do that shit, man. Because you ain't going to get the respect that they think they deserve. Because they're a past player, but you're a has-been. You're washed up, man. Just fucking stay out of the game, man. Like you don't see it like, okay, well, he's an immortal, like, oh, he's gonna be the next immortal. Nah, don't even look at it like that. Think of it as like, bro, someone was talking shit about you straight after your win, and then it has to be that guy coming over to ask me a question. Like, fuck, that's a normal reaction, man. As a player, you would be like, what the fuck? The fuck is this cunt? And it's good fuck he fucking got it off his chest, bro. I bet you there was no sugarcoating anywhere. Fuck you, cunt. Fucking fuck with. Like, that's probably how he said it, and however Johnathan reacted, well, that's the way he, if the security had to get in between them, well, there you go. Like, fucking good job, man. So good on him. This is the only time I'm gonna bat for him because he's one of the Samoan players, you know what I mean? So, yeah, fucking good on him. Good on him for fucking telling JD to stuff his shit. Bro, Queensland is looking uglier and uglier to fucking support this shit. I'm telling you, bro. They better cut it out. I'm gonna fucking not even wear that shit anymore because it's all about Samoa at the moment, man. We gotta win a World Cup. What are your thoughts, Eddie?
Man, I still got it that we lost to the fucking Roosters. I didn't even see it because I turned off the TV.
Oi.
Yeah, it's like once the whistle blew, kapet. And then next minute, all these NRL channels on my Instagram were posting up this, and I was like, hey, what happened here? And then, I started watching the videos, and I think it just goes to show, man, like at the end of the day, we're human, bro. What you want us to act like nothing happened? You know what I mean? Like, especially, JT, bro. He's one of the players that everyone looked up to. He was exciting to watch and whatnot, and Leniu could have been one of his fans. And then, imagine one of your big heroes, your biggest idols, saying that about you. Oh, you don't deserve to play in this game. Come on, man. And you expect someone to act like nothing happened. Nah, man. There will be a time where, forgiveness will come, but, stick to your guns. And, I support Liniu on this. I know there's obligations for players to have to front to the media and whatnot, but like in this particular situation, I think it was appropriately for Leniu just to walk away. Whatever they said between them, it's just between two blokes. That's it. Media's trying to blow it up, but if I called someone a fuckwit, it is what it is, But I hope, nothing big comes out of it. Like, no fines or anything to anyone for, doing it. Because, to be honest, I didn't really care. I was more heartbroken that we fucking lost to the Roosters. Yeah, but Leniu, we need you for Samoa. Sergey.
I think JT, he has learnt a lesson in what it's like to be a journalist or media person in 2025, especially a sports media person in 2025. Man, there's a lot of cases out there with altercations happening between sports players and journalists. Like earlier this year at Las Vegas, that in the Warriors camp, that Coach A got in trouble. He was strangling one of the journalists. Hey,
Yeah.
I think he got a fine, or he got fired. I don't know.
But even LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, bro, like
Yeah, exactly.
on the court,
Yeah, but see, when I think of Stephen A. Smith, what happened there with LeBron James, like that's the way to handle it. Like he didn't want to come out on the show, but his bosses told him, "Oh, you got to talk about it. You got to come out on the show and you got to talk about it." So he said that when LeBron came to me, he was talking to me like a father, and I respect that. But this is why we're journalists, because we have to speak our opinions, and that's what JT has to learn. Like, you speak your opinion, you better make sure you deal with the consequences. Because even though as fans of the sport, as fans of these teams, we need journalists to tell us the opinion so we can get an idea of what's going on, right? So we don't have any fear saying our opinions too, and that's important, right? Now, with any opinion about anybody, you're going to get a reaction to it. I think in this situation, when JT was talking about a suspension, you can be hurt by it, by thinking, okay, here's a legend of the game telling me I'm a no good person, and I cannot learn my lesson from it, or whatever it is. So I think with that kind of reaction, what Leniu did, it's a normal reaction. It's a player who's been talked about from a media point of view, and you're gonna have that. So I think in this case, I think JT's learned a valuable lesson here, and what happens when you speak your opinion in sports.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be angry when Leniu comes and tells you to fuck off or calls you a fuckwit, because hey, that's what you said. And players, when they say when Leniu said don't come at me and be fake, like he means it. And are you going to be fake? Because your job as a reporter, you got to talk to these players, but you got to make your own decision in your mind. Okay, I talk shit about this player. Should I actually go to him and ask him stuff about the game, or should I get someone else to do it? I mean, you made a good point there, Let's, about you shouldn't be, if you made these opinions earlier on talk shows around the world, and you come and actually talk to these players, like, can you handle that when they tell you to fuck off? You got to handle the consequences, or give it to someone else. So, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think it's a no story here. It's just is what it is, and everyone's blowing it up. Everyone's blowing it up, and then who gets in the bad books? The under guy, So, yeah.
Jesus.
But give it up, man. Give it up to Spencer for sticking to his guns and standing up for himself, because that's all you want. All right, boys. Next up, we got what are we watching? Have we started The Wire yet, Eddie?
No, man, just been too busy. But yeah, I'm gonna start it soon. But yeah, I think The Wire is the series I'm gonna start watching. So I gotta see if it's on any available platform that I'm paying for. If not, then I might have to find alternative websites. But what I've been watching, mostly YouTube, and the other night this ghost video popped up, and I started watching it, and then 3 hours later, so I couldn't sleep.
Oh no.
It's bro. I was just like, nah, bro, this is just as bad as Unsolved Mysteries. So I guess I just flipped on some music, just listened to music, and just finally crashed out just after 1 o'clock in the morning. But man, there's some good ghost videos out there. But yeah, how about you, lady?
Oh man, I gotta mention somebody, bro, and it's this guy. He's a proud Westie bait. Lives down in Dunedin with his missus. This guy named Scott Brown Carpentry. So he's got 390 plus YouTube videos. It's just about his journey as being a carpenter when he lived overseas, and now he's moved back to New Zealand. But he's doing the renters on his house. But he goes everywhere, and he even has plugs for guys who sell power tools and stuff like that. So I love watching his videos, bro, because he purchases at least twice a week. But I was watching a movie the other night, man, on Duke. So I was supposed to be getting ready for my shift, bro, and I was just about to go to sleep. But yeah, I forgot the name of the movie, man. But the movie's just replays a scene from maybe 6 different camera angles or different ways to tell the scene over and over. And it's about the president getting assassinated, but the actual president that gets sent out is like a stunt double, like a dummy. I don't know what the film's called, bro, but fuck, it's amazing because it shows the Secret Service, and then it has a guy who's actually there to protect the mayor, and there was a guy who protected the president, took a bullet, and then he was sort of on pills, trying not to get. Trying to take his time going back. And it wasn't until the president saw that, oh, hey, that's one of my bodyguards. He took a bullet for me. He's actually out on this stage. So when the fake president gets shot, man, I didn't even catch the name of the movie, man. But if anyone knows the name of the movie, it was on Duke. But it's just pretty cool. It plays it from different angles, and the people that you already see in the actual clip come out, and they're doing it, they're playing their part in the scene. But it was pretty the twist there of what actually happened, and yeah, bro, good for me. But I can't remember what the freaking movie's called. And then the girls are trying to get me to watch something this afternoon before we jumped on. I think it's I can't even remember it. But nah, nothing exciting, bro. Nothing exciting. Just bro, I was just blown away with all the sports results, the Super Rugby. Like man, I was like, there's some good footy, good footy on. I just wish the YouTube played the whole game like the NRL does. You know, how NRL, you can go the next day, fucking see everything for free, man. See for the highlights. See, Sky Sports, see. Yeah. What about you guys? What do you be watching those?
I watched this movie last night called The Alto Nights. It's a movie based on a true story. It's about, and it stars Robert De Niro. He plays two characters at the same time. So it's a true story about two mob bosses in New York, Vito Genovese and Frank Costello. So when Lucky Luciano goes to prison, the power goes to Vito. He becomes the new boss, and Frank Costello he's the underboss. But Vito goes to court for the murder of two people. So he actually flees New York and lives in Italy. And this is before World War II. So he goes there to hide from the convictions while he tries to sort it out. But how he sorts it out, they kill all the witnesses, so then he can come back to New York. But he can't because World War II starts. So he's stuck in Italy. So during that time, Frank Costello, he's the boss while he's away. So now he's the boss even longer. But so while in New York, Frank Costello, he's the boss of it. He thrives because he's not hot-headed. He's very political. He makes a lot of political connections. He's very smart. He doesn't get too much in the limelight. He's known as a businessman, not a mobster. So he's sort of like this. He gets to be like this high guy, right? While Vito is hiding in Italy, and it's about when Vito comes back, and he tries. Okay, I'm back now. You can give me give me back you can give me back the title. So it's a bit like Sopranos when Richie he comes back out of prison and he wants to get back all his stuff, and Tony's going, hey, you gotta slow down, man. You can't jump into it like that. So it's a bit like that sort of thing. So yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's it's about that and just how it ends, and it's really about the downfall of the mafia in America, because that's how it starts. That's how their power goes down. What happens at the end of this film? So it's pretty much Vito. How he comes back, he fucks it all up. Yeah. So that's called Alto Nights. Yeah, that's for my watch. All right, moving on. We got Comments Corner, Eddie.
Yo, just a quick touch on the Comments Corner. Especially when it comes to the naked Samoans and the image of Jesus. Man, there was some good debates, really good debates, from both sides, and a lot of people had some really good opinions. I just want to say, man, like, there's a few little nips and tugs, for the comments, but majority of the comments people were actually being like respectful, and that's what I love, man. Like, people just, showing love for their own opinion, which is really good. So I just want to touch on everyone who commented, man. Like, I appreciate everyone that comments, man, and it was a good debate between both sides. For me personally, it just goes to show how strong our convictions are when it comes to our viewpoints, and I'm glad that people don't fold. They just keep strong to what they believe in, and it's really positive to see that in the comments. And just to touch on the Moana versus Blues, there's still some Blues players in there, and the answer to that question, who has the heart of the Pacific Island flair of rugby, and Blues just showed that it's still them. So Blues, hopefully keep it up. Moana, don't let this keep you down. We need both these teams to get back up, and hopefully they can meet in the final. That would be amazing if they did. But yeah, Seki, that's it for Comments Corner.
Nice. Via Book of the Week.
Whatever's in the pin, dude. It's starting with this one sent in from Eben, and it's crazy. And this you must be careful and be able to think quick. So Anyway, man, if you get behind on your car and this guy shows up with the tow truck, think, man, think safety.
Ooh.
That is not how you should drive your car, and that is not the way you should try and latch the car. So, yeah, crazy, eh?
He's in pain.
The next one up here is, I had to laugh, bro. There's a guy who, I think he tries to, like, this one's sent in from Choice One, bro, and it's a guy who picks up his kids at the park, and they're obviously having a yarn to the dad, and he's like, you know, says, oh, just get on there and smash them, I don't care. They're not that, you can't, you know. And it's what the kids say, bro. I thought that conversation was pretty male, because that's something that I would say to my kids, eh? You know, take nothing away from the kids, bro. That is honesty 101. Hey, kids will never lie to your face. Your kids will never lie to your face, bro. Oh, and the next one is, bro, it's just like, this is sent from Sai, eh? And I was like, man, putting up the handbrake and it took down. Like, don't do that, man. KTSC, man, keep the same energy. This one's I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Hey, it was clickbait, mate. It got through. It done its job. Fucking live with it, mate. And looking forward to hearing about the show, man.
I still think they should have left it up, man.
Should have left it up, bro. They never retracted, bro. Like, let the bait do its job, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they obviously got the reaction they wanted. This one here is from Jordan Lee, man. And I don't know, it's an Up and Smoke tour, the Resurrection tour. Did you guys see that post? I thought to myself, man, this is some crazy as funny as poster. Like, seriously, like, who wants to see these old farts fucking come back to New Zealand? Not me, for sure. I just thought to myself, you gotta be on some real high drugs to think that these 8 guys are gonna come back. But yeah, no one want to see that shit. And this last one here is sent in bluntly from Filippo. So, not the old is the because I'm black excuse, you know. It was because I'm black, so I don't know. The lady must have not been happy with the service. But yeah, that's it was because she was black, just be honest. That's why Americans fuck like that. Brought over to you guys, man. He's book a few poco.
The guy with the getting run over by the car. Fun.
Oh man.
Yo.
Is it yours too, Eddie? That reminds me of
I'm
this.
gonna go with the service, the black lady. Is it because I'm black? Certainly.
When I see that guy get run over, eh? When I see that guy get run over, it's like, not that there's 12 ways to skin a cat ones, eh? Like, I'm thinking, fuck, did he see the guy run into his car? Fucking, he's still lied down. Shit, guy. And lucky he's got a dash cam at the back of his the back of his truck, eh? Nah, I'm gonna go with the choice one, bro, eh? The one trying to muscle up on for his sons, and then they check his papello and make him laugh. Like, that's gotta be shame, eh? But yeah, choice one, bro. Now that wraps up our few buckles of the week, eh?
See?
Nice, Wes. You got a food review first?
No, I can't remember the name of the place.
Okay, I've got one. So, when it comes to kebabs, like everybody, there's a kebab place everywhere, right? And for me, one of the best kebabs I've ever tasted, or have tasted, and I haven't found anything close to it, is always the Turkish cafe in town on K Road. But my food review is about one kebab place out west. That's probably the closest to that taste you get at the Turkish cafe in K Road. And that's in Swanson. Swanson shops at a place called Mamaris Kebabs and Country Fried Chicken. Now, it's, you know where Swanson Primary School is? And then the next shops after the school. On the left is next to the doctors, the doctors, and then there's that kebab place, and then there's a dairy. So it's the kebab place, and they sell fried chicken there too, and chips and wedges. I haven't tasted those, but man, the lamb kebabs, man, that's the closest taste to that taste at Turkish Cafe on K Road. So yeah, my reviews on that, I give them out of 10. I give them, when it comes to kebabs, I'll give them 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. It's about the color, eh? For me, with the lamb, the lamb strips, and it's the darker one. It's the darker one, and it's not thin like the thin slices you get in other places. It's kind of thick. thick slices, and you get your free sauces, the ones you want. I always choose the barbecue, garlic yogurt, and hummus. But yeah, it just comes with the normal thing. There's enough in the plate. Comes with rice and your salad too. Yeah, man. I think it's one of the best ones out west. I haven't been to all the kebab places, but I've been to a few out west. And yeah.
You just explained that last video where that lady goes, "Is it because I'm black?" That's what you're saying.
It doesn't matter what color she uses.
I don't give a fuck what color it is. The taste. That's sicky. Nice. I might have to try that. That sounds.
Memory lane. You got one?
Oh yeah, man. So shout outs to my daughter Kyle for bringing up this legend of West Auckland's name, man. She obviously goes to school with, I think it's one of Sam's daughters. So yeah, I think this has to be remembered because there's a lot of fight for life fights that we've seen, and like not many kids will remember it. So I thought this is one that has to be shared. So we had Sam on the back of the 135. He flew in from the UK. He said he'd been training, but by the sounds of it, when Isaac Peach asked him, "Hey, have you been training?" and he saw Sam throw a few punches there, he goes, "What the fuck have you been doing, mate?" So he obviously showed up to that fight, and he obviously felt, oh man, I haven't really done enough training as such. But he actually jumped on the ring with Roy Asatasi, and it was a corporate heavyweight belt for Mike King. It's his charity. Now, memory lanes. Can you think of a charity match that stands out in your mind, like that you can remember? Because I know Inga's had a few bangers. This one here was funny to me. And it's probably sad. Like, this one's funny to me because one of my mates who works at Les Mills in the city, he said that Roy Asatasi and that shut down the HPU side and used the gym, had an entourage of about 8 people because Roy Asatasi's missus is a boxer. And he said, bro, these guys were like guaranteed that Roy was going to show up to the fight. And as you seen, man, I think the walk-in was, I don't think it was 10 seconds. It was like, what, 11 seconds into the fight, and it was, that's all she wrote. But yeah, throwing it back at you guys, man. Is there any charity event fights that you remember that like stand out for you guys? So a few, Cams.
I remember the the Bill English when he was fighting.
Yes.
The Bill English fight.
With the reporter, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
Is it the guy who does the rugby? Is it?
Does the sports?
Stephen
Yeah.
McIver? Is it Stephen McIver?
Yeah.
That hurt me. That was harder. Yo,
Carlo fight.
that was a good fight.
Bro, if there's a fucking fight, yeah, that fight. But why does it stand up for you guys? What?
Because it was like, I remember Bill English got some balls to jump in the ring. Like, he's like the small politician dude for National Party. You know, the Minister of Finance. If you're a Minister of Finance, man, you think of like guys good at maths, nerd, and all that kind of stuff, good with numbers, accountant, and all that. But to jump in the ring and throw down like he did, like he's got balls, man, and I have to respect that. It must be his wife who's Samoan, eh? His wife's hey man, go some balls and jump in the ring, man.
Yo,
But no, I had much respect for him after that, eh? And even though he lost, I was like, oh man, he's the man. Got a new bonus for jumping in the ring.
no, fact. Yeah, my memory lane will be the same one, the same fight. That was damn. But also, man, my brother's good friends with Roy Asatasi, and he was part of that training camp. And I messaged him, so he told me what happened. The man told me. But yeah, all respect for anyone that jumps in the ring, so you're just punching, like you're basically trying to knock someone out. So big ups to everyone that jumps in the ring. But yeah, that was a quick fight, man. Like tooth to bowl, man.
I'll tell you why I think that Sam and Roy fight was funny. Is that so? My mate, he runs the whole boxing side. He takes the box fit classes down at Les Mills in the city. And what cracked me up is that he said oh, who are you fighting? And he goes, oh, some short. He was obviously talking to, I think, the missus' dad, because he's Australian, but the missus looks Māori. So he was like, oh, who's this guy fighting? He goes, oh, some wisty cat. And he goes, what's his name? He goes, some short rugby player. His name's Sam. And he goes, Sam. And he goes, he's a proud wisty. He goes, what was his last name start with? A T. He goes, no, it's Tutupo, was it? And he's, yeah. And he goes, RG. Are you sure like that you can fight? And he's like, no, he's fucking tiny, mate. He's fucking always been training fucking CrossFit, you know. He's got a big motor. And he goes, well, I don't think there's a big difference between street dog versus, you know. So when I seen the fight, and I showed, my mate hadn't even seen the fight, and he just cracked up laughing. He's like, bro, that was one-sided, man. But after was it Mark Bonwell versus Inga? Like, fuck, bro, that was a good fight, bro. Like, bro, Mark's got an engine, eh? Like, that showed me, it's like, bro, if you got a engine, like, fitness over, like, big punches, because Inga pretty much punched himself out, eh? But, like, mad respect to that guy, bro. Like, bro, when it came to charity, he was the first to put his hand up, eh, you know? And, like, right to his last days, man, he was still doing the charity work. Rest in peace to him, but, yeah, all of Inga's fights, bro, but that Mark Bonwell fight was probably the fucking classic one, eh? Like, he showed the murder. It's not about, you know, how heavy he can punch, but how long he can go the distance as well.
Yeah, those events were every year, eh? And, you know, we look forward to them, eh?
Oh,
We
still.
stop doing it.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
doing it now. But, yeah, good cause. I think it will stop when... Who's the organizer? It's Duco, eh? Events, eh? It's them who started it, eh?
Plus, do we have any celebrities now?
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's right.
Yeah, true.
Oh, no, we're going to wait for them to put the
The
influencers
influencers
in the ring now.
Fight night.
Fight for life influence.
Fight for life influencers. Terrell versus someone.
Don't be mean there, anyway.
Tournament.
Maybe WesWes Network needs to go look for some sponsors to make this shit happen, eh?
Yo,
And we have to make sure we sponsor Christopher. That's our running man. him and bloody Samoan. Oish!
Oosh. Okay, boys, man, that's it for another round, for another week. Time for some last words. Let's go, Eddie.
yo, my last words, man, because, you know, I didn't get much sleep this week. Find time to rest. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Oos. I just wanted to make a shout out to to Leniu, man. It's nice to actually. It's crazy how the barber can always find stuff out, eh? But yeah, man, mad love and respect for you always commenting on our posts. And shout outs to our other also Vailima. Is it 61, 69?
49.
49.
Yo,
Vailima 49, man. Always,
DJ Offer
always
as well.
showing us love, man. And like, yeah, and to anyone who actually stops in and like gives us a like even just a little click on the watch button on our YouTube. But yeah, once again, man, it's always been a privilege and an honor to be on be part of the WesWes Network. Cam's is always putting in the work week in, week out, and it's good addition having Eddie on. But my last words is like show gratitude and be grateful, man, because you know sometimes the smallest things like you're the man or thanks goes a long way, man. To just remember your humble beginnings. Yeah, and who makes a big man. Remember, everyone starts at the bottom. Me, everyone has a beginning, and a lot of people sometimes forget where they are when they with their last days. You know, so if there's one thing you'd like to hear from like someone you've obviously put your heart and soul and help through their journey, just a little thanks. Thanks goes a long way. Yeah, that'll be my last words. Get it late in the live it.
Thank you.
Thanks, boys. I think my last words, or my last 2 words is 3 words. Have no fear. I think what we talked about, the topics we've talked about on this episode, dove around social media and reactions and opinions and the consequences of all of these things. But I think at the end of the day, it's how you handle it, and a lot of it is about if you're the instigator of stuff. If you say stuff, you're gonna own it. But have no fear. I think have no fear. Don't be scared. And even when things come back at you, don't be scared to with what comes, because it's part of it. There's like a game thing. It's a game. You're not gonna know. You have to know the rules to that game. So yeah, have no fear. Okay, boys, thanks for jumping on another episode. Hopefully, the Kaiser's back next week. We can do this again. Hopefully, some positive stuff next week in the news. Or if it's negative, we're gonna blast it. Give our opinions. But yep. See you guys. Have a good week. Go to Blues, and yeah, man. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo, Seki.
Sticky.